Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Wednesday evening 30-minute growth session. As I mentioned last week, I decided for the rest of this year that I would have a greater impact if I invited industry experts to come in and share in the growth journey with you all. I'm so excited on this evening to have Yvette C. Owens with me, and she looks amazing. I think it's that transitional phase in life that has her glowing, and I just love it. So, before we get started with our topic tonight, which is all about overcoming procrastination, why don't you tell our viewers about your background, where you've been, where you're headed? I think it's important to start off with motivation immediately. Then we can dig deep into the topic.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Dr. Lisa, for having me here. It's an absolute pleasure. I'm always enlightened with being in your company, and you are just such a fun person to be with. So, this is going to be a lot of fun for all of us. I am coming from primarily a corporate background. And when Dr. Lisa talks about transition, I am transitioning into retirement from corporate only to continue to be able to make a better impact and a better contribution to those who are in those spaces, as well as other organizations as a leadership coach and consultant. I've written several books, so I am a two-time international best-selling author. I'm a speaker, leadership coach, and consultant specializing in agile change leadership. And that is because if we get change right, everything else is going to run smoothly. Because too often it's the people part of the equation that gets really damaging. People get left behind, people are ignored, and that's because people aren't used to leaning into that resistance. Therefore, they may procrastinate to adopt and engage in the change. They may procrastinate in even switching to the change, right? Um, so yeah, that's why I'm here, and I really want to talk about it. I have actually a program called Life After Procrastination. So when I saw this, I was like, "This is this is the one I should talk to you about." So thank you again for having me.
You know what? I could sit and listen to you for hours. In fact, you kind of make me want to tear up a little bit because when I put out a call for individuals to come in and talk about different topics, I had no idea
Mm.
the impact that these sessions from now to December were going to have. Number one, I had no idea that you had a program. So that's number one. So I'm so excited. God does all things well.
All things,
And
all things.
so you're retiring. I
Yes,
love
ma'am.
it. Do you think some people put off retirement because of fear?
Absolutely. And if you're in that space, it's normal. I mean, it really is normal to feel that way. And I was contemplating this the other day. It's like I've been in corporate all of my working life. I came right out of college, right into the insurance industry, and being so, I've been graced with never being without a job. Transitioned only once to another company, and that's only because that company bought out the property casualty division of the insurance company I started in. So now I'm like, what do I do? You're guaranteed this salary every 2 weeks, you're guaranteed these benefits, but there's something greater in you that you can't do if you stay in that space. And so it's, do I answer this call or do I stay connected to what seems like a sure thing, but so is not going to serve me or the people that I'm supposed to touch well. And I know that now it's time for me to make that transition, totally trusting in God, being like Peter, walking on that water, and yeah, making it happen, allowing Him to make it happen through me. That's the real key. I too often in the last few days I've been like, God, if you don't show up and if you don't do this, it's not going to happen. And
Don't have me crying on here.
he
Don't have me
continues to
crying
send me
on
destiny
here.
helpers, and he continues to send me wisdom when I need to make decisions. He continues to send that to me, and I am sitting here with my popcorn, participating and watching it happen unfold.
Oh my God. Okay, I said I was not gonna cry. This menopause got me crying. My own journey has me crying. You and I have talked privately
Mm-hmm.
about my transitional plans, and I've realized that you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, and that's
That part.
such a scary place.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a scary place to the extent there have been days that I'm laying on the floor in my office here, flat on my face, crying. I'm
Mm-hmm.
crying in the car. I'm crying in the tub. I'm crying and screaming. But what I realize, I am shedding my own weight so that as I help others grow, that I can be the best version of me. I won't be weighed down by all that weight while I'm
Right.
waiting, WAITING, for
Mm-hmm.
my next phase to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Um, and when you said, some people procrastinate because of fear? Let's just dispel first and foremost. Procrastination is not laziness. Because
Oh,
people want to say that if you're a procrastinator, you're just lazy. No, it's a diversion. It's a coping mechanism so that you can deal with what you have to deal with. And if we're shedding years in a space that we've served all of ourselves, you poured absolutely all of Lisa into everything that you were giving, and now it's like, oh, we're shifting gears and we're going a different direction. And even though in our minds we have a vision of what that might look like, we haven't been there before. So that could cause people to be procrastinate. On the other side is, if you're called into a space where you have been before and it didn't end like you would like to, and now you know I'm supposed to go back there, that can cause you to procrastinate as well, because it's like, God, I don't want that again. I know how that felt. I knew what effort it took me, and now I got to go back there. That can cause procrastination too. So in both scenarios, we have to figure out, okay, I know I need to move, and in moving, I'm just not going to move, but I have to be able to create momentum. There's difference between moving and momentum. And you always want to be in a space of creating momentum. And that's what we need to do to get over procrastination.
woo. This is heavy. This is heavy. So let me ask you a question because I have to be honest. I never thought of fear being a laziness characteristic.
Mm,
A lot of my family members, they often tease me about, are you really a Campbell? Because many of them procrastinate.
mm,
Whereas me, when I've made up my mind and I thought about it and I prayed about it, I'm executing.
there you go.
And sometimes that's a lot faster than they would have ever moved.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm successful in doing it. And I often say, I don't want to wait 30 and 40 years to do things because I'm never going to do them.
Mm-mm.
Two very critical moments in my life. Number one, my great aunt said to me, don't be like the rest of these folks. She's talking about our family. She said, if you wait until you can afford to do something to do it, you're never going to do it.
She's so right. She's so right.
And then the other thing I think about my father's sister who waited a very long time to go on a cruise. And she said, whoa, I see why you like the cruise. I should have went on a cruise a long time ago. And here I am, just 50. I've been on so many cruises. In fact, cruises are the place where I get the best rest. I can
Mm,
read 5 books and just be at peace. And so I'm so grateful that I did not work, not travel at all, retire, and then try to enjoy those things.
right.
Because for her, she started to explore life. She's always been a healthy person,
Hmm.
always exercising, always eating right.
Right.
And a few years ago, she's a math teacher. Awesome,
Mm,
awesome mind for brain. I mean, for math, right? A few years ago, she started showing signs of
mm,
dementia. And so, one of the things she said, all these years, I protected my body and God
mm,
took my mind.
mm,
So, that right there was impactful for me because I said, I can't think about and plan the things I want to do for 50 years because you don't know what's going to happen 5 minutes,
right.
5 weeks, 5 days, 5 years. You got to enjoy life because you only get one, right?
Right.
And I'm going to have this life abundantly. I don't know about you.
That
I'm
part.
about abundant life.
That's right. That's right.
My
That's right.
grandfather is 102 years old, and you
Yay.
talk about abundant life. So, I want to tell you a story and tell me your thoughts. So, my
Okay.
aunt, who is a chronic procrastinator, everybody's favorite aunt, she will give you the shirt off her back. When it was time for retirement, she didn't want to go. She left to save somebody else's job.
Oh wow.
What do you think about that? Selfish, unselfish?
She's a shero. A
Absolutely.
shero for sure.
Now, she left out of there kicking and screaming because she didn't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
But now she was able to take care of my grandmother until she died. My grandfather's 102. They live together. She's taking care of him. She comes and supports me with so many different things. But she is a procrastinator. And she said, I wish I was more like you. When honestly, I'm trying to be like her to continue to have that giving heart, that kindness. You call her, she's going to be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, there's we always all have to find that right place for us. And when I hear you talk, uh, Dr. Lisa, I hear trailblazer. Because when we are doing things different from our family, and that doesn't mean that rest of the family is not doing stuff, but everybody, not everybody, but there are many people in our lives that are trailblazers, and that's you. You are blazing the trail, and that can cause people to procrastinate too. Because I've never saw an example of this before. How do I even know what I'm doing and how am I supposed to do this? All I know is I'm supposed to go, right? And the thing is, we think that once you make a step, if you don't have all the other steps worked out, that you're a failure. No, you made that decision. And when you get to the next point and you make another decision, if you don't like that decision that you made, make another decision. And that can cause people to stop procrastinating as well. You are the conductor of your orchestra of life. You are the conductor of the train of your life. And whatever you decide at any given point, if you don't like how it's feeling, how it's coming out, the outcomes, just make another decision. And that will help some folks get more momentum, and so that if you are a trailblazer like Dr. Lisa, doing things different from her family or her community in some sense, then it's less pressure because, okay, I made this decision, but now with the new information that I have, I need to make a different decision. It's okay. In the industry that in insurance, I lead two development teams, and we often talk about fail fast and fail forward. And what that means is go down a road, start down a plan that you have. But if it feels like it's not going to work, or you get enough information that this is not right, fail fast, stop, and then redirect. Or fail forward, stop, don't go back to what you used to do, but now figure out what you need to do going, continue to go forward. And trailblazers, you know that. That's what you had to do, right? So many times reinvent, refine, so that you can get to the place that you know is a place that you're called to. And if we can do that, then we will find ourselves falling into procrastination less. And I say that because it doesn't mean that it doesn't stop coming. You can, but now you can start to feel, why am I still spinning on trying to write this content? Why am I still spinning on trying to launch this program? Why am I now finding myself trapped in like doing scrolling on Facebook and Instagram when I know I got a whole list of stuff to do? Again, it's a coping mechanism. And when you can feel that, then you can say, wait a minute, I'm not addressing the real issue, and now be brave enough to address it and in your own way, and figure out how you can get momentum, not just activity. Because scrolling on Facebook is activity, scrolling on Facebook is moving, but it's not giving momentum. And as a trailblazer, you know, we absolutely always need to be in spaces where we're getting momentum.
Listen, we must pause right now. Tell everyone how they can get in touch with you. Because they probably are like, where is she? How do I find her? And you and I both know about the importance of community, right? And
Right.
so I believe that there's a community of people who are waiting on you. So please tell them how to find you.
Oh, thank you. Absolutely. I'm on Facebook as Yvette C. Owens. I'm on LinkedIn as Yvette C. Owens. On Instagram as Destiny Speak. That's Destiny Speak, no S at the end, all one word. I'm also on Facebook as Destiny Speak V2R. I have some YouTube channels and things. I'm rebranding my podcast. I took a pause in April because it was not getting the momentum and engagement that I wanted. And so I was like, okay, I've done this enough. And let me figure out how to rebrand and bring it back. And so I'm in the process of doing that. So, yeah, Yvette C. Owens on LinkedIn, Facebook. And then if you find me there, then I can direct you to some of my pages, business pages. And my website is destinyspeak.com. DESTINYSPEAK.com.
And you know, I got to ask you this question. Give us your one liner.
Sure. Hello, I'm Yvette C. Owens. I am a speaker, two-time international best-selling author, and I teach and empower leaders the principles of agile change leadership so that they can build cultures where everyone thrives. And I do this specifically in a space where they can come against resistance so that change is the catalyst to their greatness.
Talk about stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I love it. I love it. So, this session is only about 30 minutes. We are about 18 minutes in. So, I want to really be intentional about our next 10, 12 minutes because I'm learning so much from you. I'm here as the vessel to get the message out to the people. But when I think about procrastination,
Mhm.
the first thing that comes to mind for me, I'm just talking about me, is mindset.
Yeah.
A fixed mindset, a growth mindset, there's even a mixed mindset.
Mhm.
So, what steps, and don't give them all the stuff, but what steps would you give someone who is in a place where they're procrastinating? I will tell you me. sometimes I have so much going on, I start to suffer from decision fatigue and I just shut down. But you know what I realize? I need that shutdown time period because I need to release, relate, regroup. And then
Hmm.
when I come out, I'm coming out with my boxing gloves on and I'm swinging
Yeah.
anything that comes against me.
Yeah.
So give us some, let's say, 5 key ways to avoid procrastination.
Great. So the first thing is I'm going to give you the gift of 15. The gift of 15 is you take 15 minutes either at the end of your day or at the beginning of your day and jot down only what you can accomplish in that 15 minutes. Jot down what you need to do for that day. The reason being is what you jot down and commit to is what you will commit to throughout the day. Now, the key is make sure it's things that you bring value to and not things you just need to do. The reason being is there are many, many people who would allow you to do what they're supposed to do. They are happy for you to take on their assignment and call all the glory in for themselves. So only have on your list of the great gift of 15, and that's just 15 minutes. Jot down the things that you can get done for that day or you need to get done for that day, but make sure they're what you bring value to and not what someone else should be doing. And then hand it off to the other things to everybody else who needs to do it. They'll figure it out. And you really have to take it from the perspective of if I were not here or if I was incapable of doing this, they'd figure it out. So enable people to become better themselves by doing that. So that's three. One, right? Gift of 15. Two, make sure it's value of yourself. Three, give the rest to everybody else who belongs to it, right? And then four, I would say create an action plan, right? So that means um, I have these 15 things. I mean, these things that I say I'm going to do in 15 minutes. And this is really for the bigger things. Who do you need to be a part of this? Right? Because oftentimes we are carrying the weight of what we need to do all of ourselves. So those 15 things may be those things that you add value to that some of them you can just do it and tick it off, right? I love having my post-it notes and when I'm done, I'm like, oop, done, oop, done. It is a high for me. It is a real high for me. But there's some bigger things that I just can't do by myself. Own that, own it, and then look for the people who can help you and then let them. And I say that because sometimes we ask people to come along the journey with us and they do. And then we're like trying to do it along with them. Nope. You invited them on this journey. Let them play that role. And I think that might be five.
Woo! Miss Yvette C. Owens, you are so amazing. You are
Oh,
so
thank you.
amazing. I am so honored to have had the opportunity to meet you in November. It's only July, right? But I
Right.
just feel like my life has changed just from meeting you, other
Oh,
folks in our community,
right.
because for a long time, I felt alone on
Mm,
this journey. I'm the only person in my immediate circle that's this driven,
mm-hmm.
that will pull an all nighter to get things done. I am the only person in my circle who is that entrepreneurial spirit. Even if it doesn't go the way that I think it should go, I just keep going like an energizer bunny. I just keep going. But
Right.
I know that that's my gift. That's the gift that I was born with. And it tugs on me day and night, and I cannot let it go.
Right.
It burns inside of me.
Yeah.
So meeting you, such a warm spirit, positive person. Every time I see you, every time I have an opportunity to have a conversation with you, it's always just amazing.
Oh, thank you. I want to give you one more bonus because it came to mind when you were describing your situation, which is many of our situations. The other would be two: find your tribe. So I love to connect with people. As Dr. Lisa is saying, I when I stepped into that room and through that weekend we were together in November, I was like, where have these people been all my life? And so it's like, so we need to find a tribe. So both of us, connect with us, figure, and so that we you can stay in contact with people who are moving in the same direction with momentum, not just movement. And but my bonus that I thought about as you were talking, Lisa, was you have to keep the people out of your ear, because when you are that driver and when you are responding to all the things, you'll have people say, girl, you're doing a lot, you need to rest, why are you doing so much, you don't have to do it all that, you should focus, blah blah. I just had the conversation with someone last Saturday, and he was been watching what I post, and he made an assumption, because I'm also in real estate. So he made the assumption that when I posted about real estate, that my coaching business was not doing well. And then he turned around and said, but I'm a multifaceted person and you're a multifaceted person. So we just have to know how to navigate that and manage that. And my thought was, well, if you know I'm multifaceted, why would you think that one had to be up and the other had to be down? So you have to keep that noise out of your ear. And the way you do it is say, thanks for sharing, and you keep moving.
Oh, say that again. Thanks for sharing.
Yep, just say, thanks for sharing. And then you make up in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul, what you're going to do. You stick and stay, is what I say. Stick and stay to your plan and not let all the chatter, because they can't see it and they can't do it because they don't have the capacity. It's not theirs to do. And that's why the first, get into community, and two, even in that, get the chatter out your, thanks for sharing, thanks for sharing, thank you for sharing, and you keep moving.
I'm going to be in the mirror practicing because, the first time I do it, it might be a little sarcastic, but I'm going to work on it. Oh, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. Thank you so much for sharing. And you
Yeah.
know why that statement that you just made was powerful? Now, this session is to help everybody, right? But you have reignited something that's inside of me. Someone said to me a few years ago, "Are you a speaker? Are you a healthcare consultant?" And I know today more than ever, I am a
Mm,
healthcare consultant who has been in the industry for 31 years, but I'm also a professional speaker for the last 20 years. And in
yeah.
healthcare, there are speeches that need to be heard. And
Hmm.
so I am both. And I will no longer be held hostage by the thoughts of others
The
because
limiting
it's
thoughts of
their
others.
limited mindset.
Yeah.
It's not mine.
Yeah. You're a speaker, you're a consultant, you're an author, you're a wife, you're a daughter, you're a niece, you have the capacity to do all that and do it well. And where we don't, we just pray, God, increase my capacity. It's that simple. And he's faithful to answer.
Whew. It's been 29 minutes of power. And so I want to just say thank you again. One of the things that I love about these 30-minute growth sessions is that they're not scripted. And they're
Mm,
not scripted for a reason. I am a very authentic, transparent leader. And in order to reach people in these days and times that we're living in, authenticity is key. It's
absolutely.
enough scripted shows out there, but for the folks that really want to grow and get to the next phase in life, they got to see the people real. Like, I don't have any makeup on today. I'm just real in the flesh, right?
Right.
Still beautiful inside and out.
Hmm.
Well, it has been such a pleasure to have you here with us this
Thank
evening. I thank you so much for stopping by and look
you.
at the list and see what else you can come by and drop some gems about because you have been dropping them for this entire 30 minutes. I
I'd
love
be
it.
happy to come back. Absolutely. I will take another look.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this. We need you. We need you to get the messages out and for you to share in a powerful way that you're doing. Thank you so much for showing up.
Thank you.